Oh, hello. Welcome once again to another episode of Spirit Walking with Spirit Walker. I'm your host, Spirit Walker, and today I'm going to walk around near the library downtown to a favorite place I have that I love to come and just sit in the shade, eat a good meal, and relax. It's a beautiful place right beside the library, and it is a demonstration garden. I'm sure that once everything grows up, it'll be blooming and everything this summer. But right now I just want to give you a taste of what it's like so you can come and see it for yourself when the pandemic is over and you're able to get out on your own. So, sit back and relax. Let's walk. Well, as soon as I finish this humongous roast beef sandwich. Ketchup? So from the table where I was eating, you walk down this little trail here, and like I said, I'm right beside the library. And you come to this thing right here, which I'm not quite sure what it is. It says Donald Smith Company, Headland, Alabama. Water wells, pumps and services. Must be a water well or a pump or something that services water wells and pumps. That's my educated guess. Pretty neat looking little thing. I think it's more for artistic look now. Don't think it's actually operational. And there's another little table you can sit and eat right out here on the road. And that is the demonstration garden. So the street side entrance to the garden is this little pathway right here. And as you walk in and look to your left, there's a little informational board here, but it's very worn and cracked. But it does explain that this was a bioretention basin. I can barely read it. Evidently, well, they had different plants in water down through here to show you the different plants in that environment. Now the idea is to grow different types of plants and bushes and things like that, and to label them so that people can come down here and kind of get familiar with different plants. Not everything is labeled, but most of it's labeled because some of the labels have fallen off. These labels right here to the right and left of the gate say blueberries. As we go into the gate, we're going to make a circle around to the right, and then we'll go up the middle, look at the center ones. But immediately as we come in to the right, we see spinach. These are tomatoes. It looks like this little guy was hoarding for the pandemic. He got caught with a toilet paper roll. These are tomato plants. And we come over here to beets. And then we get a little bit of celery. So we can get in and see the celery stalks actually in there. Just like we used to grow in the garden back home. We'll walk around on the inside just to see the other side of this exhibit here. Starting to bud out a little bit, Continuing on down around to the left, we have white potatoes. Of course, potatoes are tubers, so they're down in the ground where you would dig them up, but that's what white potato plant looks like. A lot of potatoes. And this is plant number 5. See what it says on the other side. Nothing. It's just plant number 5. Like I said, some of them are labeled, some of them are not. Now we're coming around to cabbage. How am I supposed to know what it is if you don't label it? This is cabbage. And we're back around here to the opening. So let's go inside, see what's inside there. On the back side, the right side where we first went around, I saw this little sign that says carrots. But this over here was not carrots. Is that carrots? I have no idea. I don't ever recall having grown carrots. But when you first come in, I don't know what's going to be in here, but evidently nothing has been planted yet. Stay tuned. We have more cabbage over here. Definitely. More cabbage over here. And I'll bet you can't tell me what kind of plant this is. Anybody want to take a guess? Ah, kind of gives it away, doesn't it? That's right, strawberries. All these strawberries. And every time I turn around, I think this guy right here is somebody standing there watching me. It's kind of spooky. But he's watching the road, really. He's not paying any attention to me. He's pretending like I don't even exist. And it's starting to insult me. So as we come into this back part, we're going to go around this right side here, make a complete circle around, and then around the center before we move on to the left side and do the same thing. So let's look down this right side. The first thing I see right off the bat is these little plants right here that look suspiciously like the big huge plant that I didn't know what it was, but it was labeled carrots, and this is carrots. This one looks a little bit more like the big one that I saw, right? I guess that's what a carrot plant does look like. Fantastic. Learn something new every day. You're out of place, buddy. Coming down here, there's not much to see. Not much has been planted down here. Oh! Another one! These guys are everywhere. Over here, some eggplant. I don't trust any kind of a plant that can't make up its mind what it is. Is it an egg or is it a plant? Make up your mind. Then we have a lot of barren area before we get over here to another tag. It says bush beans. Evidently they're hiding in the bush because I don't see. Maybe that's bush beans. Hey, roll that bush bean footage. And then as you can see, this is not anything over here. Till you get around here and you see beets. More beets. Saw those before. The Michael Jackson plant. So let's go to the center island here. We got onions over here. And we have cantaloupe somewhere, what, beneath the ground? Where are they? Cantaloupe? I guess they cantaloupe. Garlic over here. See the difference between the garlic and the onion? You see the reddish stalks and the whitish stalks. on the onions. Not much to see on the outside of this perimeter as we go around. Here's some English peas. English peas, and I thought they had an accent. There was just that slight little accent I heard when I came around the corner. And this guy looks oddly out of place, doesn't he? We'll go around the left side clockwise. This is a butternut squash over here. Butternut squash. This is it seems to be the salad greens side. Here's some acorn squash, not to be confused with the squashed squash of the butternut variety. These are acorn squash. And over here, I believe this is yellow squash. This is collards right here. I was looking on ahead. This is the yellow squash, I believe. No, that looks like collards too. That's collards. There's a sign that says yellow squash. I don't know. I'm confused, but I'm pretty sure that's still collards right there. We love collard greens in the South. I'm a transplanted Southerner, so I'm not really into collard greens. I prefer spinach. Here we have tomatoes. Tomatoes, it says tomatoes BHN 589. That's my favorite type of tomatoes. I know every time I go to Burger King and have it my way, I always request the BHN 589 tomatoes. They're just better, in my opinion. Of course, you could get the ordinary homestead tomatoes, but not me. I prefer the BHN 589 tomatoes. As you know, I'm kind of famous for liking those. Sweet chocolate peppers. Sweet chocolate peppers. I'm going to name my next band that. It's a great name for a band. Sweet chocolate peppers. More collards right here in the center. They like their collards. We've already kind of walked all the way around and saw all of that over there. I see a little sign here, but there's nothing really. There would be zucchini right in here, which is kind of neat. And there would be mustard greens. Get a little mustard greens to go with your collard greens. They call them green because they're green. And there you have the demonstration garden. Out the other side is the creek. So you can walk straight into the creek. Well, there's another episode of Spirit Walking with Spirit Walker in the books. Did you love it? I need you to love it. Until next time, I'm Spirit Walker. I approve of this message.